We're the Symonds family. My name's Anna.
I'm Edward, and our two boys are Thomas, who's 3, and Nicholas, who is 2. Before Thomas was born, we didn't know anything about congenital heart disease at all. We didn't find out about Thomas's heart problem until he was 10 or 11 weeks old.
I'm David Brooke. I'm a professor of human molecular genetics.
My name's Anna Wilsden. I'm sponsored for 3 years by the British Heart Foundation to do a PhD. Congenital heart disease is a difference in the structure of the heart that's present at birth. So some babies and children, we may not realise there's a heart problem until later on, after they're born. So for a long while now, we've known that genetics does play a role in congenital heart disease, and we thought there were other factors probably involved as well. With improvements in genetic testing and more research, we're discovering more and more genes that are important in the heart.
I think just as a mother, you have an instinct when your child, you can see something's not quite right with them. I mean, he wasn't gaining weight, he was a very sick child, and they did some tests. They told us straight away that he would need heart surgery.
And he was in for 10 weeks. It was a 2% chance of having another child with a cardiac problem. We struggled to conceive for so long, we didn't necessarily think that there'd be any chance that we'd conceive again anyway.
Yeah.
So how wrong can you be? When we conceived with Nicholas, we didn't necessarily think there'd be any problem, did we? But because he had an elder sibling with a heart problem, they gave us a sibling scan at 18 weeks. And then they explained to us exactly what they anticipated the problems with Nicholas were going to be, didn't they?
Yes.
And the rest of that meeting was a bit of a blur, to be honest. My heart problem was discovered when I clumsily tried to get out of the bath, fell over and smashed myself on the side. So went to hospital, had an x-ray. Doctor came in and said, has anyone ever said to you that you've got a very big heart?
We're effectively trying to build a map of the London Underground in which each station represents a different gene, and we're trying to establish how they join together and then what is their contribution to formation of the heart. And then, as a secondary question, what happens when these genes go wrong and cause the congenital heart defects?
The hospital invited me to go for genetic testing because of my diagnosis and that of the kids. And it also encouraged some dialogue with my dad. So yeah, probably quite likely that it's just all the way down through my dad's side of the family.
We've been able to identify a number of novel genes, 3 in particular, that we're now pursuing in other research projects to understand their contribution and their position on the map of the underground, as it were, so which are the genes they interact with.
I think this kind of research is important for everybody, especially for the people that have potentially this sort of condition going down the line in the family, because it will give them more understanding as to why it's happened. We would like to know to help out for Thomas and Nicholas.
So the hope is that in the future we'll be able to offer more genetic testing to families such as the Symonds and individuals with congenital heart defects.